Sometimes it's hard to be saying something important. It has to mean something. You know, it has to mean something to the law.
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up because he's the acceptable monster at this time.
The people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky, and Diddy is, and was rambunctious, you know, just...
In an unthinkable moment, Jay-Z hip-hop's untouchable mogul was seen weeping in public. And it left the world in shock. The man known for his ironclad resilience, untouchable strength, and unshakable business savvy suddenly exposed his vulnerability. For years, Jay-Z has built his empire on being unbreakable. His lyrics have inspired millions. His ventures have redefined success, but now, cracks in his armor are showing. What happens when a legend, a man who's been a pillar of strength, is brought to his knees by his own emotions? Could this emotional unraveling be a sign of a shift not just for him but for the entire industry?
This woman to uncover the homo. She talking about Diddy. That's what these down low bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug.
So you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes is that him? Or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, my guy.
Man, I'm happy to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be able to be in a platform like yours to give my opinion. You know, opinion is just like an asshole. Everybody got one. You know what I mean? You know, I give my opinion, and it seems to make a lot of people upset, you know, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an app. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bruh, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then, he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now and that he has shown.
Sources close to Jay-Z reveal a betrayal so deep by Diddy. It cuts straight through his emotional defenses. A friendship that once thrived on mutual respect, loyalty, and business genius has now been shattered. For Jay-Z, loyalty has always been the bedrock of his empire, but if this betrayal is true, it threatens to crumble everything he's built. In the cutthroat world of hip-hop, where loyalty is a sacred bond, what happens when those lines between friend and foe are blurred? Will Jay-Z be able to survive this emotional and moral wrecking ball?
To our studio, 33 South Broadway. I mean, we're out the studio, and I had my jaw. It's in Yonkers. And my jaw was still wired shut.
This is when you got signed. I heard about the story.
This is when he knew he would sign me.
Okay.
My jaw was wired shut, and the lobster guy signed first to Puff, and D from our fighters, Darren, he bought me, gave me the Puff, and one thing I respect about Puff, one thing I respect about him, and real shit, is that at least he told me to my face what he felt. And when D told Puff, he said, yo, if you like the lobster, you're gonna love X. And I spit or whatever, and he was like, his voice is too rough, he's not marketable. Didn't like it, but I had to respect it.
He fucked up. Let's make some noise from Puff fucking up.
Hold on. He came right behind and tried to clean up. So maybe 3 weeks later, when he found out I was getting signed for Def Jam, he was like, yo, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, homie. Because if you didn't see the beast that I was,
what point did he tell you that? What point?
I told you, like maybe 3 weeks after I got signed to Def Jam. He was like, yo, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
So it's a legendary story.
Yeah, you didn't know. I said, but I respect that about Puff.
Right.
I mean, because a lot of motherfuckers, they see you on a wild goose. I mean, they won't tell you. They're like, oh, call me later, call me later.
Yeah, industry.
So I respect the fact that he told me to my face. He said, you know what, your voice is too rough and you're not marketable. So at least he was willing to, in my mind, what I think he's saying is, work on this.
Right.
So actually, listen,
constructive criticism.
It's a famous story that said that when you and Jay-Z battled, right? Because this battle happened, right? Correct?
A couple times.
Couple of times. It wasn't just once.
Nah. So when you one of the people tend to refer to the one that happened backstage.
We heard that Big L had recorded that one battle.
They said that Big L
That's
recorded
crazy by
that
itself.
battle. Do you remember Big L being there?
Vaguely.
No, I can't say
Not
that.
at all.
I know Big L. I'm a
Right.
A source close to Jay-Z paints a chilling image of him, trembling and asking, why would he do this, his voice cracking with disbelief and rage? To see Jay-Z in such raw emotional turmoil is a stark contrast to the man who has built his empire on intellect and control. For the first time, Jay-Z, the master of composure, is stripped bare. Grappling with the devastating weight of betrayal, how does a business titan, known for his calculated moves, cope when his closest ally stabs him in the back? What happens when even the most guarded of individuals begins to question everything around them?
Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
We need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and Park with Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress.
Yeah.
Who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. You right? I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce. And I say that, women do have
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit, stupid as shit.
You don't give it no
trap music with goddamn a holster and a head.
But she remade Jolie.
That bitch. I'm gonna tell you the song she.
Jay-Z tries to weather the storm, his inner circle steps in to shield him from the chaos. For years, Jay-Z has carefully curated an empire one built on powerful alliances in music, sports, and business, but now, with betrayal at its core, the very foundation of his network is at risk. How far will the ripples from this betrayal go? Can these relationships withstand the damage? The consequences of this disloyalty could extend far beyond Jay-Z himself and shake the foundations of his empire.
She should have tried it on. Tammy Wynette. Classic. Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice. But it has a ring to it. Stand by your man. Yeah. Whoops. And disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it like
who was
this.
Actually carrying his baby while you was faking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else? Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
that
it.
That belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So You know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept?
I think
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her while she was asleep. Snacking on his killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within the week?
The next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode. But for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys.
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody up just so he couldn't have a good night. You Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate your AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bit like me. You can't even control that. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Because you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. Wonder why?
That's a good break.
Private moments. Jay-Z is reportedly torn between exposing Diddy's actions or keeping the truth locked away. This isn't just about reputation for Jay-Z, it's about how much of his personal truth he's willing to sacrifice. The decision to speak out or stay silent is a heavy burden for a man whose public image has always been a carefully constructed facade. What weighs more, the emotional toll of hiding the truth or the risk of publicly tearing down his empire? This internal conflict could very well determine his next move.
And I'll be honest, and I said this, I was like, I feel like Jag doesn't have the right people behind her, like somebody like trying to help organize shit like that. But I do see.
I got the right people behind me, but everybody can be bought. Sean Carter has been buying companies and stopping my projects for 15 years.
Oh, Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love. Now, Dr.
No, Sean Carter.
Jay. Okay. That's why it's Fuck Rock Nation. Hey. Wow.
I'm going to tell everybody about Big L, Sean.
Big L?
I would just rather do it on the stand, Sean. Please sue me. I want to go to court. And I want to talk about Big L on the stand.
Wow. What's your thoughts about Dame Dash?
Dame Dash got fucked over by somebody who was supposed to be his friend. I'm going to tell you something right now, Sean, because I know you're watching. Or you have someone watching. I'm going to admit something right here on AT2 channel that I've never admitted before. People think I'm a snitch. The truth is I'm the best secret keeper in the world. I keep secrets even what I'm about to say my husband don't know. I started f***ing Big L when I was 14 years old.
Whoa.
We kept it on the low because I was young. You didn't know that, Sean. And you don't know everything that L told me about you. Please sue me. I want to go to court.
Wow.
I want to tell everybody in the world all the things that Big L told me about you when I was with him.
So this Big L is associated.
Big L is the one that put Jay-Z on.
Wow.
Jay-Z was the last person to see Big L alive.
Wait, so this Big L person is not living on this earth no more?
He's been dead for years. His death made it possible for reasonable doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secrets, Sean? And I'm going to tell you something else, and I'll give you this one. L fuck better than you do, Nick. I'd rather be with that dead man than ever be with you.
So how do you know how Jay-Z get down? You know that from experience, or?
Don't worry about that part. I'll tell it on the stand.
Oh, wow.
When he takes me to court for defamation of character, I'll tell him how well I know you, Sean.
Big L was a rapper in the 90s who was signed to Columbia Records. Unfortunately, he died on February 15, 1999 in New York City. He was killed in a drive-by shooting. Gerard Woodley would later be charged for the crime 3 months later. He was Big L's childhood friend. Jag went live on IG and actually gave more context. This is from her interview with Real Life Productions.
I have never had anything to say about Mr. Sean Carter other than the fact that we had a pleasant working relationship and he was an excellent businessman.
21 years.
21 years. And after 21 years, what I will say to you is this.
Somebody stole my Black Power earrings at the spot. Rewap, I need some more.
You even heard him spit a rhyme. Was at an MC battle, street battle in New York. But he didn't show up as Jay-Z. He didn't show up as the hottest rapper on the street. He showed up as a nigga that was with Big L.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Big L.
Rest in peace.
One of the dopest. Yes.
Big L was who put Jay-Z on.
Of course.
And then Big L died, and the next thing you know, Jay-Z. And then, he starts clienteling with Tupac and clienteling with Biggie and doing songs with Biggie and building a working, camaraderie with
Rest in peace, Big L for real. What's up, Campaign?
AKA Diddy. And
why do you give the honeycombs? Why do you give honeycombs?
Because he smacks so sweet.
Y'all just heard Keith Murray say that nigga smacks sweet, fucking should slack a taste out of his mouth.
So yeah, then then reasonable doubt was happening, and then Dame's in the picture, and Dame's building Rockefeller.
Dame was gonna sign Big L, not Jay-Z. Dame. What don't y'all understand? Rockefeller was built by Dame and Dash. Sean Carter. He was a partner. He was a talent.
He's not at least an executive at Tidal.
At least.
Like I said, Biggie died, Tupac died. And then there was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z. And then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he's taken out of the game.
Because somebody micked him.
It's all Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many.
As news of the betrayal spreads, fans flood social media demanding answers. standing by Jay-Z and calling for justice. The response has been a roller coaster. Jay-Z has always had the power to shape his narrative, controlling what leaks and how the world perceives him. But now, as his personal life is exposed, the question becomes, will the empathy of his loyal followers help heal his wounds? Or will this scandal reveal the cracks in the perfect image he's spent years building?
I always heard like you had some kind of C&D where you couldn't talk about Jay-Z, but
I never signed no paperwork.
Okay, you never signed no paperwork.
I just didn't want to put my family's life on the line.
So you were worried about him coming to get you?
Yeah, like everybody else is.
Because I seen a lot of Rock Nation on your page and stuff like that. So now you're more vocal. What was the turning point?
They went too far. Sean Combs and Sean Carter have been working together for the better part of 25 years to find a way to take over full control of the entertainment industry. They have been slumping and sidelining relevant hip-hop communities for decades so that they can have control. Now they done killed Jacqueline Avon, and they done picked up old Clarence Avon, and now they running around acting like they remind Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone. That's what these niggas acting like out here. They rigging shit, doing all kinds of happy that ain't nobody around to tell them what to do, and they just get to act a fool. Free Beyonce. She a prisoner.
Now you had said that you felt that Beyonce was a prisoner. Because I always heard their relationship was put together. Like it was a business. Or I did hear that.
Him and Matthew Knowles had a deal and then he screwed him. I'm gonna make it easy. Sue me.
Yes,
I want to be sued. I want to be sued.
Jack, why do you want to be sued?
Because I want to have to go to court. Because if I go to court, I got to swear on the Bible to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And I believe in the God that they say that it's all about, so I'm not going to lie. And then I get to say all of those things that I haven't said on court record in front of a judge, which could open up other investigations into other things, which is why y'all niggas want me killed. Sue me.
Reggie, when you were running around with Suge during the heyday of the Death Row days, did you ever have any interactions or stories with Aaliyah by any chance?
Aaliyah, no. You know, no, we didn't. Aaliyah was a little young. That's why I always laugh at, we all know what R. Kelly did to Aaliyah and how he had her at a young age. Well, the person that get mixed, a person that gets neglected, and I know in the 90s was different. A lot of older guys messed with those girls that were under 17 years of age. And, now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through and Dr. Phil and stuff like that. Even Ricky Lake and all of that, we realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone young. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I fucked with did. Everybody. All of them. No names mentioned yet. But I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? Y'all forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Y'all remember Fox Brown and Jay? Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell shit. I was like, ooh, that shit. Him and Mystical, those were two songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast.
But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Lake St. Louis takes. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s. And so that's all I remember.
Looking ahead, Jay-Z's next move could change the course of his legacy. Will he let this betrayal define him? Or will he use it to reinvent himself with raw authenticity throughout his career? Jay-Z has overcome every challenge, scandals, feuds, and loss, but betrayal from those closest to him that hits at his very soul. The real question now is, can Jay-Z turn this painful moment into a story of triumph? Or will it mark the start of a new, more vulnerable chapter in his life? The stakes have never been higher, and the world is waiting for him to show what comes next.